What's going on, peoples? In radio and TV land? Are we live? Is anyone here? Four people, what's going on? Sup, Rolando? Gilster? Bill? And that would leave a lurker. Bill, not only is Gilster sorry he didn't make it, but I'm sorry I didn't make it either. I had the Cubs all weekend. I have a scratchy throat. I've been gargling hot salt water for the last hour. I'm like, man, my kids leave me a fucking cold every time I see them. So there might be some. But anyway, yes. Are you here? I'm here. I'm here in spirit anyway. Hey, what's going on? Is that you, Martin? It's one of the Long family. Great channel. There's only 5 of us here, so I'm sure everybody knows Along and Long. Let me get some coffee in me there. 11:05 in the AM. Everyone's saying hello. Rolando, Gilster. Bill stopped by for a minute to say hello. Very cool. So, yeah, I got this box from our good friend. Excuse me, I got a catch in my fucking throat. From not only my good friend, but y'all's good friend too, JJ, John Joker. What a beautiful human being. Awesome guy. And I think just in passing on a stream one day, I said, yeah, I still need a Destro because I don't need we don't need any of it, right? We don't need any of it, obviously, but I want to do a custom Destro head and hands on this guy, the Rose. So I just mentioned that haphazardly in a Duff Man, Ricardo. What's going on, you guys? Thank you for joining us. So just haphazardly in a chat, I said, "Oh yeah, I still need to find a Destro." He was in stores, and I always thought Destro was cool anyway. But I was like, nah, when you're looking at something for even $25, you're like, nah, I don't need that. I don't need that. But then when the Rose came out, I was like, well. And I stared at this fucker on the shelf for like 3 minutes, and I was like, oh, this guy needs a Destro head and hands. But anyway, that's just. Oh, Bill's back. Hello, Bill. We got Gilster saying hello to Duffman. Ricardo. Look, I'm Vern. Can you read the chat? Ricardo. That's my Vern impression. Haha. Oh, yes, I got to catch up on your newest video there. Martin. Does anybody remember that 90s TV show? Martin! With Martin Lawrence. I remember that. I don't remember any parts of the show, but I remember it was a show. Spelled differently. But anyway, so without further ado, I'm trying to my kids try to give me a fucking cold every time I see them. So, and I drank all my whiskey last live stream. So I need to get some more, not whiskey, but scotch. But let's get into this box from JJ. We're going to open it with our Daniel Boone World War II combat knife. I'm going to go ahead and I'll open it from the top here. I'm just trying not to dox everybody. I don't know. Everybody's worried about people's addresses. I guess if you had a P.O. box, you didn't have to worry about it. I don't have a P.O. box. Let's see. Quite a bit of tape on this. All right. So, I'm sure everybody here knows JJ, right? Mark O. Yeah, I need exactly. I agree with you. It's something. When I was younger, they used to do like whiskey, um, and like warmed up whiskey with honey and lemon juice. I think. Yeah. So yeah, you need tequila with lime, salt, and honey. Yeah, absolutely. Sir John is here. Hello. It's like it's Monday morning at like 11 o'clock my time. We can all tell who didn't have to do any work today, right? So we got the box open. Look at this. Look how classy JJ is. A typed letter. Wow. All right, let me read this to you guys. It says General Laxivrak, comma. Punctuation seems to be good in this too. I hope you receive the package well with the destro that you've been needing. I added a few more items, and I hope you do like one of them. I'm sure I'll like all of them, dude. I'm sure I'll like all of them. I'm hoping you do not have that item. I want to take the time and say thank you for always being there for us and always being kind and having a warm heart. You, my friend, are truly a wonderful person to talk to and happy to have gotten to know you and hope that we continue to have a growing friendship for the years to come. I'll guarantee that that will happen, my friend JJ. In case you read this on a live stream, which I am, let me say this in parentheses. Now Rebels is probably at work, so he'll have to catch the rewatch of this. Um, but he's speaking to Rebels here. He says, "Now Rebels, don't you be getting all jealous over there, LOL. Thank you for being there, not just for me, but for others, for the other YouTubers who are also friends of ours as well. I hope you enjoy the gifts, and we'll be excited to have a live stream together, talk about all the good stuff. My brother, take care, love you, and welcome to the YouTube Brotherly Love Club. Sincerely, JJ." That's awesome, JJ. That means a lot, young man. I appreciate that. And I am. There's many in the community. I mean, we got a group of fucking great guys, dude, and gals, and gals. We're waiting on the gals. It's kind of like the population discrepancy in Alaska. You know what I mean? There's like 15 guys for every girl, and like that ain't gonna work. But GIG Force, bam, good to see you, young man. I believe GeForce has a premiere at today at 1 o'clock my time, I think. So y'all make sure to go check out GeForce. GeForce saying hello to everybody. Yeah, class act. Yep, Lobot. Good to see you, sir. We just read this lovely letter from John Joker, JJ. JJ, formerly known as John Joker. And we're going to open this box. I will file this in the awesome letter folder. Boba Hicks, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Boba Hicks was the first person to ever officially call me a YouTube influencer, which is, I don't know, man. That's pretty cool. So I appreciate that, Boba Hicks. But hello to everybody. Did I get Lobot? I know I did. Lobot. Duffman says Lobot. Fist pound. Duffman says GeForce Racing. Long and look, I'm Vern again. Blah, blah, blah. Can you read them? Blah, blah, blah. See, I put everybody's comment up there. Hold on. Pause for the cause. Boba Hicks, the Thunder from Down Under. Marco saying hello. All right, so let's see what's in this box, you guys. I'm very excited. We have confirmed. Oh, does anybody else get? I mean, like I have a box right here for Gilster that I have to send, and I sent Ed a custom ship like a month ago, and then Ed was like, "I got something I got to send you too," and I was like, "Yeah, cool, man, no rush." And then of course he sent it back to me in like the same box, so that's like, our community is definitely doing our part for the recycling. I think. And then I just watched a stream the other day. Holy smokes, there's quite a few things in here. Here's that Destro. Look at this. The Red Jackal. Wow, and he's got like all those accessories. That's awesome. Now I do think Destro is cool in of his own, right? But I have to say that the reason, because I said earlier in the stream, right? Like I see a few of these figures. I had an opportunity to buy this. Never saw it on sale. It's like $25. I think it was on the retro card. And every time I looked at it, which was probably the one they had at the one Walmart, I looked at it and I was like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. But then I saw the Rose, and I immediately said, yeah, Pimp Daddy Destro is super cool. Yeah, that is a cool one, and I wouldn't mind getting that at some point. But I saw this Rose, and I looked at it because I was looking at the suit, and I was like, wow, the Destro silver head and hands would look so badass on this. Sorry about the glare. And then, so I bought the Rose, and then I went to go try to find Gary. Is Gary here? I'm at work. God bless you. Somebody has to pay the government their fucking shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it's any of the rest of us here right now. Because there's at least 14 other people here who are probably not at work, I guess. You see, I'm not. Hopefully I will be going back to Alaska, but I need to come up with some backup plans just in case. I think it would be ridiculous for them not to have me back. But, we got to always have a backup plan. And I do have one, but I'm not prepared to say it out loud yet, right? Because who was that said saying your plans out loud is a good way to get God to laugh, right? I don't think I made that up. I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. Gary, working from home. All right, that's really cool. Pimp Daddy is the one I have seen. Yeah, I've never seen Pimp Daddy Destro anywhere except like on eBay or whatever. We'll probably do another stream later at some point. Because look, I want to put these silver hands and maybe one. I don't know how the forearms here. Yeah, we'll probably just do the hands. But so I think this would be an awesome. Like this is like obviously this is a G.I. Joe bad guy, and that's cool. But if you put this fucker's head and hands on this, now you have like a fucking Bond villain bad guy. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I think. But yeah, so I did buy this, and then I was like, man, I need to go find that Destro, and then there's not a Destro around. And then that's when I realized, I was like, fuck, I don't have a Destro, and I don't have one. But JJ, like I said, I just haphazardly in a stream, I was like, yeah, fuck, man, I saw a Destro, and I should have bought it. And I didn't, because I'm sure a lot of us do that. Like, I've picked things up at the store and walked around and then fucking been like, put it back. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll have to we're going to have to paint his neck silver, depending on how this fits on there. We might even be able to pull the neck joint out and replace the whole neck. But we'll do that on like another video or perhaps even a live stream. The Rose does have some cool guns. These are the same guns that are in that Nick Fury, Sharon Carter, Dum Dum Dugan 3-pack. So those are cool. I got quite a few of those customs going on. Maybe before we leave, we'll check out a couple of those just for the halibut. But let's see what's in this box. Let's see what else is in this box. Because JJ, now look, I also haphazardly said, and I've never seen these. Look at these. These are the Crimson Guards. And Ed from Rebels, Reptiles, and Games sent me one. And I think these are cool. Gosh darn it, JJ. Thank you very much. And I can see that they have all their stuff totally complete. Cool. They come with this M16 with a bayonet. Now, the coolest thing about this M16 is it has the carry handle. So, like, super old school. And they have this cool sword, too, that comes with a sheath. The one I already have open that Ed sent me, as soon as Ed sent me one, I told myself, I didn't tell anybody else, but I was like, man, I need to get 2 more. Because I think these are just the coolest. They kind of give me like a Red Shadows kind of a vibe. I mean, they obviously have the big fucking cobra symbol in their chest, but this has definitely been the closest thing to a Red Shadows looking guy, right? In my opinion, Lobot might. I mean, I think Lobot would agree with me. Like, it's not perfect, but out of all the, always need one is not enough. Agreed. But this gives off a real Red Shadows kind of vibe, doesn't it? I don't think there's anybody else in this line that would do that. It comes with this cool sword. The one that Ed sent me, I'm not displaying with the sword, but I put this sword in the saddle of my Mythic Legion's Headless Horseman. Speaking of that, thank you for the shout out there, Gary. Gary's got if y'all have not seen Gary's Baltimore Comic-Con video, definitely go check it out. There's a lot of cool shit. It looks like a huge, I'm at a loss for words. And thank you for the shout out. Yeah, those Mythic Legions are cool. I'm waiting for the white. I know y'all. Let's see if I can do this without. Oh my gosh, this is not easy. I always drop the hook and have to fish it from behind the couch later. Come off of there. So this is the hard goods figure, and it's not really going to work, but I'm still glad I have this. I've already missed out because I was like with the Cubs and I'm doing stuff, and my wife's birthday's coming up, and I just spent 500 bones on a really cool present for her. That should hopefully, her birthday's not till a couple months, but when you have I've already been buying stuff for the Cubs for Christmas. I got them all hidden in the other room, Try to get that shit in early. When you got the cash, fucking drop it on your friends and family. But so you guys know the reissue of this with the soft goods in the black box. I already missed out on that. It's fucking sold out. And I was like, I've been with the Cubs, and like last night I was like, oh, I need to pre-order that soft goods Obi-Wan, and it's sold out. So stupid lack. But y'all know the Mythic Legions horses that I have with the Boba Fett and the Darth Vader. I want to get the white. There's a white horse coming out that I want to put the soft goods, that figure as a soft goods on. So, but anyway, the point of all that, I'm getting off topic, but the point of all that was go make sure you see Gary's Baltimore Comic-Con. 2 of these. Go see Gary's video. 2 of these, which makes 3. That's awesome. So I'm good on Crimson Guards, I guess. I thought my Nick Fury Wolverine you know, Dum Dum Dugan Customs. I thought this would be a cool group of guys for them to fight. And there is a Lobot can probably help us on this, but there is a correlation between the Red Shadows, Octo, and Cobra, right? Like they're all related companies, right? Like in the canon of the maybe not in the canon, but didn't Cobra have like a subsidiary company called Octo, or maybe it was the other way around, and then, or it might have been called Eight, but then whatever, then the Red Shadows had a sub company called the other one, right? But there's Octo, there's the corporation Octo, there's the corporation Eight, and both of those are related to respectively Cobra and the Red Shadows. And then who was it? The was it Baron Ironblood supposedly became which one? Cobra Commander? I can't remember. All you got to do is get Hydra in there. Here's the link to that's a great video. Of course, Gary doesn't put out a bad video, but great con video right there. All you have to do is like slip in Hydra somehow into that mix, and you know, all the bad guys are related. So very cool. JJ, that's awesome. We will do a stream later with that Destro. Oh, look at this. This is the Tiger Force. This I certainly don't have either. This is awesome. When I was a kid, I had the Tiger Force. What was the airboat called, you guys? Uh-oh. What was the Tiger Force airboat called? I can't remember. Look at this. So I have to say that this is a thing that will not be getting a custom. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. There is that new and oh, Mrs. Fairbanks says, you know I'm listening to this. No, you're supposed to be at work. That's why I whispered it. Okay, yeah, okay, right on. I knew he turned into one of them. I just couldn't remember if it was Destro or Cobra Commander. But yeah, they're all related. A Baron, I think, dude, the Red Shadows, was it Major Blood, and those guys are fucking cool. And I do like the Ned Kelly helmet on Baron Ironblood. But you know what? There's now that company, which I'm sure G-Force can remind us. What there might be other people, but I know G-Force knows it. There's that company that's now, it's like, what is it called? Monster Force or something? Will do, young man. Will do. I think it's called Monster Force, but like there's now 6-inch. Yeah, G-Force knows. I knew that you knew. But you know, they're basically making 6-inch Red Shadows now. Which I don't know if people recall, but LAC has been calling for a fucking 6-inch classified style Red Shadows for like the last 2 years. People may not remember that, but I have been saying that for a long time. And you know, I guess Monster Force, they're not really using that word. And I don't think they have like the Red Shadow emblem or whatever. They might have a skull on them because like you can't necessarily copyright a skull, can you? I don't know. You know, specific, if you have a specific skull or whatever. But I know from my gun engraving days, you know, copyright and trademark, you know, if you what up? My cholesterol. No, I'm kidding. That's an old joke. My cholesterol is perfect. You only have to change shit 20%. For it really to not be copyright infringement. And like when I used to engrave firearms, the media in which you are doing it in counts toward the 20%, right? So if you do an absolutely copyrighted, even like a Marvel thing, which is let's say ink on paper, if you transfer that to a steel floor plate of a Mauser 98, that counts toward the 20%. And like I went to a school to learn that. I learned that at a school. So it was pretty cool. What I was going to say is this will be something that will probably not get a custom lack paint job because I just always thought the Tiger Force shit looked cool. And I did have the Tiger Force airboat. What that was like originally called like the water moccasin or whatever. And then they painted it up in the Tiger Force colors. And I can't remember what it was called after that. Rolando, Rex. Hey Rex, wave and some beers. Awesome. That's awesome. I always thought those paint jobs were cool. I threatened to buy that. I'm getting away from three. I haven't bought a 3 3/4 inch figure in a while. When I was visited Super John, I bought one, which is behind this lack, and I don't even remember what it was. I do want to do a display, like a Jabba's Palace display. So I'm still getting 3 3/4 inch, but they're very specific. But the 6-inch, man, I like the 6-inch shit because you can put them on the wall, and you can sit across the room from them, and you can see them real good. You don't like, how it is when you have your 3 3/4 inch. You have to kind of like get up on them. You're like, ooh, this is cool. But you can like lay back and look at your display shelf 15 feet away, and you can see. I don't know. I'm getting into the 6-inch. Getting into the 6-inch. We're still going in this. Now look at this. This is super cool. This is. I could definitely see myself using this as a custom. I do like that. I think maybe putting the green top of this body on some green legs. Because I'm slowly working on my Howling Commando customs, And, I have Dum Dum and I have Nick and I have a Rebel, which is not quite finished, but he's pretty much finished. And I've made a head for what's his name? Percy? Was he a corporal? I can't remember. And then I'm still need, what's that other guy's names? Like Dino Morello. I can't remember all their names, but I'm slowly getting, but this green top with a green bottom would go awesome on that. That is a cool looking gun. And then we have this Gatling gun that goes on the bike. Awesome. Thank you, JJ. That's super cool. Again, there's not many shit that I own vehicle-wise that I don't look at and go, oh, I'm repainting that. But dude, Tiger Force, I'm not. Some of my custom paint jobs I have ideas for would be Tiger Force style. So that's super cool. I need to put that Gatling gun in there. Excuse me, I have a sore throat from Mrs. Fairbanks. If you're listening, the Cubs did get me sick. I don't know. I only see them I used to see them every weekend, and now I don't want to get into it, but now I only see them every other weekend because it's kind of pissing me off. But I try not to make waves about it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I see them every other weekend, and I'm sick like every time they leave. It's awful. Hey, watching from the beginning, now at work. Oh, awesome. So Ed is behind schedule. So I guess the chat is still going to be up to date with him. So right on. Good to see you, Ed. That was a great. I missed one of the I missed one of your hot toys and hot coffee because I had the Cubs, but I caught most of the last one. Oh, look at this! This must be what JJ was talking about. This is awesome. Gilster sent me a really awesome John Wayne cookbook. Because everybody knows I'm a John Wayne fan. And I have to admit, I'm probably the biggest John Wayne fan. I know I'm the biggest John Wayne fan in the community. I would think that I am. Now, and I don't count fandom as like how much shit you've bought, you know, because there are people who love shit way more than other people who just can't spend millions of dollars every year on shit. You know what I mean? So I am here to say the amount of shit that you have makes you not a fan necessarily, you know. I just want to say that. But look at this. John Wayne word. I've never even seen this. The John Wayne word search book. How cool is that? Yeah, The Quiet Man. That was a great film. You know, before that came out, before The Quiet Man came out, um the studios and the they almost didn't make it because people thought like the studios and the producers, they all thought it would flop. And there was John Wayne and somebody else, I can't remember now, but they really wanted to make that film. And the only reason that they got to make it is they had John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara agreed to make another film uh, because they were hoping that the other film would like offset the loss of wages and shit for The Quiet Man, and they were totally wrong because The Quiet Man ended up being like a big deal, you know. Yeah, awesome book. Yeah, look at this. This is probably from I don't know. He looks kind of old there. That I would almost say that that's from the Green Berets, but he's not. He's not old enough. That might be from The Longest Day. That photograph right there, because he's obviously in a World War II. I would think. I don't know. That chin strap looks a little not World War II. And then let's see what we got on the back here. Films on the back. I'm not sure which one that is, but he's pretty young. That might be a. Boy, it's really hard to tell. These are all like behind the scenes pictures. And you know what? Prime has a lot of John Wayne films that, you know, a lot of his when he was real young and stuff that I'd never seen, even being a big John Wayne fan. They Were Expendable, 1945. That's not a very known one. You know, it's not very well known. Matter of fact, I don't even know some cool pictures in here. Thank you, JJ. This is awesome. A lot of cool. Let's do a little flip through here. Back to Bataan. See, like I don't know if I've ever seen this one with Anthony Quinn. I don't know if I've ever seen that. That's obviously what this photo is from on the top here. I don't know if I've seen that one. Saw a really good one the other day. All right, here is the Green Berets. So you can tell he's much older there than in this photo. That's definitely the Green Berets right there. There's a Green Beret sideshow, John Wayne Green Beret sideshow. That's probably one of the least expensive John Wayne sideshows out there. And there's two versions. There's one in the OD green, And then there's one in the tiger stripe camouflage, which is cool. Look at this. This one, Salute, 1929. How young he is there. Right on. Hey, I'm glad you stopped by. No, I haven't seen that yet. But everybody go check out the interview with Nick on Rex's. Yeah, right on, Ricardo. I was pretty. Yeah, that is from The Longest Day, isn't it? I thought it was. The Longest Day is not only The Longest Day, but it's one of the longest movies. And John Wayne is not in it that much. It's just like a cameo. Here's another good one. I don't know if I've seen that one. Yeah, John Wayne would have had. Yeah, Opportunity Lost. Opportunity Lost, exactly. This is a fairly classic one everybody knows. I'm a big William Holden fan. This was pretty good. The Horse Soldiers. That was a good one. Wow. Jet Pilot. I have seen that one. I do remember that one. There's one called, has anybody seen The High and the Mighty? And it's got Robert Stack in it. And that's a really good one. And it's fairly obscure. It's not so obscure now. Because I think it's one of the few you can buy on DVDs and stuff. The Wings of Eagles with Ward Bond. Ward Bond and John Wayne played college football together. And John Wayne accidentally shot Ward Bond in the head on a dove hunt. Was it a dove hunt or a pheasant hunt? I can't remember. But shot him right in the back of the head. Was bird shot. And anybody who shoots knows, bird shot at any kind of distance isn't going to hurt you. There's Ward Bond and John Wayne. In What Price of Glory, 49. Awesome. There's Hondo, James Arness, and Ward Bond. Of course, we all know James Arness as Matt Dillon. Wow, this is an awesome book just for the Flying Leathernecks. Robert Ryan, another great actor right there. Awesome. Wow. JJ, this is fucking awesome, man. I have to go through. There's another one with James Arness. It was originally called it's like a mosquito or something in here. It was originally called Marijuana. No, You Rock, Ed. You Rock. I can't remember what the fuck. It was originally billed. The title was called Marijuana, and it's a '50s film. John Wayne and James Arness are some sort of government agents. I can't remember what department or whatever, right? But they go to Hawaii, and they're trying to bust. They're trying to bust this ring of dope peddlers in Hawaii that and they're some sort of communist faction, right? And they're selling dope to the kids to rot their brain. Big Jim McLean, bam, exactly. I could not remember the name of the. Is that what the movie ends up being titled? You can find a few movie posters where it's called Marijuana, but I think in America they decided they were like, we're not gonna call the movie that. I think that'd be a really cool movie poster. You can find reprints of them on eBay, and it's like John Wayne with the girl, and then there's like a smoking joint behind him or something, and it says marijuana. But it's not a bad, John Wayne. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So the that was obviously like it wasn't done by Stanley Kubrick, but I'm saying it was definitely like that kind of a style. Like the government kind of like paid to have this movie made. You can kind of say it was like a propaganda film. The Green Berets was the only movie about Vietnam that was made during Vietnam. Whoa, see him? Did you see it? It's like a fly. And that was like funded by the government. You know what I mean? So yeah, exactly. I'm probably not gonna circle the words in these. Like this is definitely like a collector's. This is definitely like a collector thing. I'm not gonna, circle them. I'm not gonna add the words. Let me see if there's a. I've never seen this. And I go to like Books a Million and those places, and I always look at the. They always have cool commemorative John Wayne stuff. 2021. Oddly enough, it's on the back, right? The copyright date in like real books is always like on the front. I remember my school days where you look for shit like that, Dewey Decimal System and whatnot. But yeah, 2021. Very cool. There is a new whiskey that's out that's called the Duke. I have not seen it in stores, but like on Instagram you can find them. I think it's called Duke Spirits, and if you follow like the official John Wayne fan page or whatever, that's managed by his son Ethan. I think it's Ethan. Um, you can find Jumpy, my brother. You can find the links to that, but check that out. I follow it, and they make like a rye and a bourbon, and I think they make something that they just call whiskey. So Jumpy, right on. Well, this has been super fun. That's everything in the box. This must be the one thing he said. Oh, I hope you like it, and you don't have it. This has got to be it, and I don't. Yeah, there you go. Marijuana, 1952. But like I said, I think by the time it was shown in this country, I don't think they called it that. I think Lobot was right. I think they called it Big Jim McLean or something like that. Let's see. I just saw. So The Sands of Iwo Jima was the first film that shows John Wayne being killed. He catches that stray bullet, right? Sergeant Stryker. But you do not see, obviously, because he's like sitting in the foxhole or behind the trench or whatever, and you hear the bullet ricochet and he's dead. The first film that you actually see someone kill him is the Cowboys, when Bruce Dern shot him in the back, right? And like Bruce Dern had to move like to rural America because he was like getting death threats and shit. Like that's how serious people took John Wayne, because he shot him like in the back, and he was Bruce Dern played a pretty fucking nasty, mean bad guy in that film, right? And there's a lot of interviews with Bruce Dern where he talks about that, and he just says it was like almost a huge mistake in his career because like people like sent him death threats and he would like get punched in the face on the street and stuff. The Undefeated was a pretty good one too, with Rock Hudson, and this is obviously old Rock Hudson where everybody, people. There's a lot of propaganda going on around John Wayne these days, and they're like, oh, he wasn't that tall, and he was racist, and and like that's like, I don't know. I mean, is it communist subversion? Because like you notice all the things that are true Americana, there's like all these people that are like trying to tear down our heroes and stuff. You know what I mean? But like, here's John Wayne shoulder to shoulder with Rock Hudson in a film that he agreed to be in. This is like 70 something, right? So it's not like people didn't know what was going on with Rock Hudson at that time. movie poster from that. There's a lot of good John Wayne films. I think Cahill U.S. Marshal is a really good one that nobody kind of ever brings up anymore. Cast a Giant Shadow 66 with Kirk Douglas. It's pretty cool. So yeah, man, this is really awesome, JJ. I appreciate it. In Harm's Way, that was a good one right there too. My favorite Christmas movie is probably Donovan's Reef. People don't remember that that's actually a Christmas movie. They even go cut down a Christmas tree and shit in that film. How the West Was Won. There's John Ford, John Wayne. Oh yeah, right on. I just got the notification, so I'm on the phone now, so I'll check that. I have seen the marijuana movie poster for sale on eBay, and it wasn't super expensive necessarily, but I just I haven't bought it. How the West Was Won. Gregory Peck right there. Gregory Peck he is a top notch. There's Peter Fonda right there. Man, you know what's interesting is like there's Eli Wallach, there's Richard Widmark. Richard Widmark, a very underrated actor. Not in his time, but now. You know, most people today, when you say, you know, nobody can get past like Clint Eastwood. Nobody can get past Clint Eastwood because they just don't know anything about Westerns, right? They're told, oh, Clint Eastwood was the greatest cowboy and all that. But man, there was a lot of actors back in the day, and they all had their own thing going, and they were all badass, man. And today, I just don't. I just don't think like the Christian Bales and the Ben Afflecks compare to fucking Gregory Peck and Richard Widmark and John Wayne and even some of the character actors, Struther Martin and what's that guy that we like? Harry Dean Stanton, Robert Ryan. Dude, Robert Ryan was a great fucking everything Robert Ryan did was badass. There's a great film with Robert Ryan. It's a Robert Ryan film. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. You can find it on Prime. It's who else is in it? Edward G. Robinson is in it. Is it Edward G. Robinson? No, not Edward G. Robinson. It's the guy who's the big fat guy who sings. Oh God, what was his name? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Big, huge, fat guy. And he always sang in a nice high voice, and he did he did Ghost Riders in the Sky. He did Big Rock Candy Mountain. God, what the fuck is his name? What the fuck was his name? Shit. Anyway, it's a really cool black and white film. It's Robert Ryan. He plays a guy named Cotton, which is like it's kind of like a cool name, right? But he is like this rancher way out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and there's a small town. No, not Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison wasn't fat, but he did sing in a high voice, didn't he? Oh, gosh. We'll have to... I know Gilster knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, so there's like tension going on in the town, and Robert Ryan is like this cattle baron, and he's kind of like the bad guy in the town. And then there's local, the old story, like the locals want to farm and put fences up, and the cattle baron is not fucking for that shit. And there's a little bit of static, and then all of a sudden these fucking bad guys roll in, and they like just robbed a place or whatever. But they get to this town, and then the town kind of has to band together, and the character that Robert Ryan plays, who everybody in town fucking hates, he's the one that kind of ends up saving them, And people have to go, oh, well, I guess he wasn't that bad after all. Anyway, it's a great fucking. I wish I could think of the name of it right now, but that is definitely worth a watch. Gilster knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, Steve McQueen, Lee Marvin, Ron Steiger, Warren Oates. Johnny Cash did do a version of Ghost Riders in the Sky, but it's Ghost Riders in the Sky is from like 1920 something. There's a lot of people that did Ghost Riders in the Sky. My favorite version of Ghost Riders in the Sky is probably oh my gosh. Now I can't think of fucking names right now. I'm getting up in that age. Gilster, who sung El Paso City by the Rio Grande? Who's that? Big Iron. Holy shit. Marty Robbins. I got it before the chat did. Marty Robbins. If you want to hear a great version of Ghost Riders in the Sky, get on YouTube and type in Ghost Riders in the Sky by Marty Robbins. That is my favorite. But yes, Johnny Cash did it. A lot of people did it, but that's a super old song. Gene Autry did it in a couple films that Gene Autry was in. But it was a song even before that, But anyway, man, I'm super excited. I got some Crimson Guards here. I got some Crimson Guards going on. This is super cool to fight some of my Nick Fury customs. We got the Tiger Force Duke with his cool ass bike. And like I said, this will not be getting a lac paint job because, let's see, this has got to go in there like this, right? Let me see. Yeah. No instructions necessary. No instructions necessary. Let me see if I can't get that back in. Yeah. Very cool. I wonder where the spent casings go. They get like flung out onto your chain, I guess. Very cool. Yeah, this will probably not. This might get. I don't know about that windshield. It's kind of weird looking, but yeah, this is very cool. Tiger Force is fucking. I don't know. So a lot of people today. I guess if you're like claim to be the old school, then you're like, Tiger Force was lame. But like, I don't know, man. Tiger Force is pretty cool. And yeah, I will try to do a stream or at least a video of doing some boiling and popping. And we're going to put this Head and Hands on this, which I think, I think that'll look cool. I think, yeah, Tiger Force is badass. What was the name of that airboat that I believe, like I said, was the water moccasin? Is it the Tiger Shark? Is it the Tiger Shark? Anyway, I had that when I was a kid, and it was like, when you go to your grandparents' house and they have like the closet with the big bin of toys for all the grandkids. That's where I had the. Oh, did he? Okay, my bad. The G-Man said it. My bad. I'm bad at the paying attention to the chat as much as I should. Yeah, the Tiger Shark. I thought that was super fucking cool. And I think the cheapest you can find one of those in a mostly complete condition is like $50. And if I did get it, one of the things that keeps me from getting certain things is that it's like the one-off thing in your collection. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I would do. The Tiger Shark would just be sitting around by itself because, like, I don't need all the Tiger Force things. I only have one OG 3 3/4 inch GI Joe, and it's one that Gilster sent me. It's the Cobra helicopter pilot, and I have an affinity for that because I also had that as a kid, and that was like one of the few GI Joes I remember having. And I don't remember having the helicopter or whatever. I'm sure it was just something that I picked up at some sort of flea market or whatever, that my parents got me. And I always thought he was like Cobra Commander because he has a very similar, his helmet would almost be a better Cobra Commander helmet than Cobra Commander, you know? But yeah. Hey, take care, Ricardo. Sorry I missed your gotta go. Good to see you, my friend. Make sure you guys go follow Ricardo on Instagram. There's Rick. Beaver Force. Yeah. Yeah, Beaver Force. That's when I was real young, we were too poor to have chainsaw gas. So what we would do to cut trees down is we'd catch a beaver and we'd hold them by the tail and you'd shake the tail. And when you shake a beaver's tail, their mouth goes like this and then you just hold them up to a tree. And that's how we used to cut trees down when I was a kid before we had chainsaw gas. I'm just looking at this. We'll see if the neck joint, because it'd be cool to take the whole neck and head out so we don't have to paint the neck of this guy, but we'll see what goes on. Good to see you, Rick. Ah ha 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 ha! Left coast is the best coast. There you go. Wow, Bill. Woo! So, anyway, I think I don't have much else going on here. Thank you to JJ for this awesome box, man. And I'm sure everybody will agree that JJ is not only um, a pillar of the community, but he is a good friend of everybody. What a hell of a good guy. You can catch him on the PG. I'm usually asleep, but him and PGM have a good show. I get to see it every once in a while. I try to catch as many rewatches as possible. But yeah, John Joker, I'm proud to call you my friend, and love you, buddy. And this is just it's awesome. It's awesome, and I really appreciate it. Yes, great box. We do have some videos coming out. Lobot and Mark sent an awesome box. I need to do some videos, individual videos, on some of the things that come out of there. I've had to rearrange things so I don't have the turntable of awesomeness up against that. I painted like half of a wall black, and so but now I can't really use it. So now we just have like a black wall hanging out over here, but it still looks cool. Yeah, right on. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody likes a good box. Everybody likes a good box. And everybody likes a good beaver. Box does a body good. Absolutely. Well, look, we're coming up on 58 minutes, and I'd just be like bullshitting now. So anyway, JJ, thank you again, young man. This is beyond awesome. This John Wayne word search is awesome. The figures are awesome. We're gonna make a cool custom out of this Destro. The Red Shadows have a buddy up here on the shelf already, so we have 3, which, like G-Force said earlier, our Lobot, I can't even remember now because I'm fucking high on fucking NyQuil. But yeah, any of those soldiers, like 2 is a minimum, but 3 is definitely like very cool. Very cool. Anyway, I appreciate everybody. Hopefully we'll see you soon somewhere. I have been General Sivrak. I will continue to be, and as always, I'll see you on down the trail. Thanks, everybody.